Welcome back to the Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Mark Hoff of Pacific Private Money, Robert Schiff of RPM Mortgage, and our special guest, Don Fitzpatrick. And when we cut to the first commercial break, we asked this trivia question. What is the theme is science. What is the E in E equals MC squared? Don, I heard you give the answer.
It's true, energy.
Energy, that is correct. You must be a science major. Okay, Robert, you had told us a pretty fascinating story off air. Give us that story, what's going on.
I was at a seminar the other day, and one of the processors for my company is a young lady, and she just made her first real estate purchase as an investment, and she did it all on her own. She went to the computer, got to Redfin, and looked up some property in Stockton, and she ended up buying 4 units in Stockton. And after her down payment, which was probably $30,000, she is renting out the property. It's already been rented, and it's a 4-plex, and one of the units rents pays her mortgage, her taxes, and her insurance, and the other 3 go into her pocket to reimburse her for down payment.
That's amazing.
So I figured even with vacancies and with the cash flow, the cash on cash for her down payment is something like 50%.
It's funny because you think, gee, she's cash flowing positive, and she could be 75% vacant.
Yeah, yeah. And she said she and her fiance, who's a fireman, can he's not afraid of going into the places to fix up. So they're buying places. Going to be buying places in Oakland and some of the places that are really distressed. And they both said that the people living there are great tenants. They just want to be left alone. They want to pay the rent on time, and not a problem. And they're expecting to have maybe 25% vacancy, which is not turning out to be the case.
Yeah. So how much are the rents?
The rents are like 6 1/4, I think, something like that.
So this is a 4-plex in Stockton.
Just a cookie cutter 4-plex.
Do you know what she paid for it?
Something like $140,000.
So that's just
I asked her. I
astounding.
said, "Well, you're working here, and you guys live in the East Bay. Why wouldn't you go to even the canal area in San Rafael or Petaluma or Santa Rosa?" She said the figures aren't there.
Yeah.
Right, that's it. That's exactly
so
right.
They're looking in Stockton, maybe Vallejo, some parts of Oakland.
What kind of interest rate do you think she got?
On that kind of loan, that's 1 to 4 units, a Freddie loan, probably 4%, maybe in the low 4s.
Wow.
30-year fixed, a 30-year fixed for 4 units in the low 4s.
Now, of course, you had to qualify for that. For
yeah,
the conventional investor loan.
Yeah, they both are working and gainfully employed, and when you qualify for an investor loan, the bank's going to look at your housing costs besides the investment and what kind of ratio that is to your income, and then they look at the property you're buying, and they'll give you credit for 75% of the rent, and they'll balance that against the mortgage payment, taxes, and insurance.
And who was the seller? Just an individual?
I don't know if it was bank-owned or an individual.
Yeah, because you'd think that whoever sold it would have thought the same
Probably
thing.
bank-owned.
Well,
Probably.
it was either bank-owned or it was a short sale. Someone was upside down. They certainly weren't getting positive cash flow. But what I just found astounding is that they were able to go on to Redfin. Here people are complaining, I hear it all the time, oh, there's hardly any inventory out there. But it's just not true. I mean, if you're tenacious and you study the market and you make offers, you got to step up to the plate and swing the bat. Nothing's going to happen.
This woman has a full-time job as a processor, and believe me, I know that's a really time-consuming and energy-consuming job, and yet here she is doing this on her spare time and really researching it, being thorough and not being afraid.
Well, the firemen, they work
Yes.
24 hours a day for like 4 days or 3 days,
Right.
and they get the other days off, so he's probably taking care of it.
So here's a situation where she was able to qualify, and good for her, a conventional loan to buy income property, because I'm a hard money lender at Pacific Private Money, and that's a typical loan request for us, is someone looking to buy a box 4-plex somewhere in the Bay Area. The rents are strong. The bank told them thanks but no thanks, because they don't have everything perfect to qualify for for conventional loan. So they end up coming to us, and generally, depending on the area, like East Contra Costa County, areas of Oakland, Vallejo, Solano County, and of course Sacramento and Stockton, you can use hard money to buy these properties.
Yeah,
it's still cash flows.
Yeah, because in that case, maybe she had the $30,000, but a lot of times people will have the cash, but they still won't be able to qualify for other reasons.
Right.
But they could come to you and you'd give them a loan at
65 to 70% of purchase price at 10, 11% is probably a a rough estimate of the cost.
And she still would have cash flowed.
She still would have cash flowed, and
Yeah.
that's a really good
Yeah.
point, Mark. If you can qualify, the interest rates are really low, they're incredible, but if you can't, you have the choice of just saying, oh, well, I can't qualify, or looking at the possibility of going to someone like you and getting a hard money
Yeah.
loan, getting into the game, and if they're in the right area, like you say, even at 10, 11%, their property will cash flow, and hopefully within a year or two, they'll have a
Exactly.
history of track record of
Exactly.
buying rental
So
properties.
that's what the
and
real
maybe
key is with the bank, is to
yeah.
be able to show that you have the fortitude, the
Mhm.
experience, that you run it for a year or two.
Well, hard money is intended to be a temporary solution.
Yeah.
Most of the loans we're doing are for 12 months or less, where the borrower has reason to believe they're going to qualify for some form of conventional or bank financing or regional bank financing and then take us out.
And even if they didn't, you still wouldn't be on.
So do you have some loans that you do that are just rolled? They said, oh, well, the plans we had to pay it off haven't worked out, and they have to roll it for another year or two? Or?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I mean, we do 24, I mean, we're doing a couple of, I've got an application right now for someone who wants to buy a home in San Jose and keep it for rental, and they haven't filed their taxes for 11 yet, and they want to get this property, and the bank won't make them the loan, so they've asked me for a 2-year loan, just in case, to give them the time. And again, 2 years is kind of the sweet spot for a lot of my investors. Some of them don't want their money back that quickly. Some investors in private money loans or hard money loans, want to have their money working for them for maybe 2 or 3 years. But then I also have a handful of investors who love the quick turnover, don't mind getting their money back every 6 or 8 months.
But you can't put too much of a prepayment penalty on anyway, so that
No,
people
no, we
might
don't.
get cashed out.
Yeah.
Dawn, you've been a little too quiet. You have
No,
any,
I'm just listening to all of
listening?
this. No, it's
Any
good.
comments?
The situation in Lodi, I've got a group of people who are looking exactly for what you're speaking of, and they started in Marin, started in Sonoma County, found out the same thing, the numbers just don't work. So now we're going up towards Sacramento area and that, and they're in the process of looking for a lender. They've got everything together as far as their finances are concerned, and that we're finding the same thing. Is if you get further out of this area, you're going to find opportunities like that.
There's a limitation too to how many units, how many different loans they can have, right?
I think the Fannie Freddie rule is, I think it's 8, I think it's eight properties, I'm not sure, I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, and get back to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I'll
and
get
there's,
back to you on that.
every bank, isn't it true that every bank has kind of their own formula for that? Some it's 4 properties, other it's 8, maybe
Yeah,
it's
there's
10.
general Fannie Freddie regulations, and different banks have different overrides or cutting back on the Fannie Freddie regulations.
Getting back to how your client there was able to find that property, I saw an article this week on Bloomberg that talks about private equity has too much money to spend on homes. And the article is about all these hedge funds and other syndications that are being put together, raising literally billions of dollars with the intent to go out and buy foreclosure property or to buy in bulk from the banks. And the article says there's approximately $6 billion committed to buy all these foreclosure and or REO properties, but they've only been able to identify about $2 billion worth of homes that are available. So
What are they going to do with the rest of the money?
well, I guess they're going to have to give it back, or maybe it's committed
yeah,
but not
that-
funded.
Good luck on that one.
They'll leave it with
Good luck on that
Randolph
one.
until they find more.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys and gals, here, quick little special promotion here. The group War is supposed to be playing at Moore's Riverboat, which is located down the street from Lighthouse, on June 24th at 5 p.m. And each week we're giving away a little trivia contest, and the first person with the correct answer wins 2 free tickets. So here's this week's question. This is an easy one. What game introduced in the 1960s might you have heard from the person spinning the arrow, right foot red or left foot yellow? The first caller with the correct answer is going to win 2 free tickets to War at Moore's Riverboat. Call 888-912-1190 and make sure to include your email address, your name, and speak slowly and spell out each letter if you want to win. We're going to cut to our second commercial break, and here's the second trivia question. Again, the theme is, she blinded me with science. Well, no, just science. Okay. You guys don't remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. I thought I was alone here in this world. Okay, the word SCUBA is an acronym for what? Right? It actually stands for something. The first 3 callers with the correct answer are going to win a free 3-day 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Again, their website, check them out, lighthouse4fun.com. Call 888-912-1190. That's 912-1190. Make sure to include your name, your email address, and again, remember to speak slowly and spell out your information one letter at a time, very slowly, please. Some people spell it out, but they go so quickly, I have to listen to it about 6 times. And we'll be right back.
Let's see if we can leave you.